Welcome to our special coverage here on Al Jazeera, where as of Tuesday, May the 28th, Norway, Ireland and Spain have all formally recognised Palestine as a state. It's a historic move reflecting the growing calls for a peaceful resolution to a 76-year conflict and an end to Israel's occupation. It also reasserts the Palestinian people's right to self-determination. Now, more than 7 months into Israel's devastating war on Gaza, the chorus of voices denouncing the violence and impunity is growing louder. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is increasingly isolated. He's facing various legal challenges before 2 of the world's top courts with accusations of genocide and war crimes. Norway, Spain and Ireland are in good company. Most of the world supports Palestinian statehood. More than 140 of the 193 members of the UN General Assembly recognise it. The momentum, too, is building. Slovenia and Malta have also said that they're considering formal recognition, and more countries could also follow suit. Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has just spoken ahead of a cabinet meeting that will then formally recognise Palestine. He says the decision is essential for peace in the Middle East.
This is a historic decision that has a single goal: to contribute to achieving peace between Israelis and Palestinians. The recognition of the State of Palestine is not only a matter of historical justice with the legitimate aspirations of the Palestinian people, but it is also an imperative need to achieve peace. It is the only way to realize the solution that we all recognize as the only possible one to achieve a future of peace, that of a Palestinian state that coexists alongside the State of Israel in peace.
Well, Prime Minister Sanchez also spoke about the next steps that Spain will now take going forward.
I would like to underline that starting tomorrow, we will focus all our efforts to implement the two-state solution and make it a reality. We will work on 3 main priorities. First, we must urgently put an end to the ongoing unprecedented crisis in Gaza. I call once again for a permanent ceasefire, for the entry of humanitarian aid and for the immediate release of all the Israeli hostages held by Hamas. Secondly, we will support the Palestine National Authority in the reform process initiated by its new government. The Palestine Authority is our partner for peace, and it will need all of our support. And finally, we will continue to foster cooperation with our Arab partners who are working and committed towards peace and prosperity in the region. We will continue working with them with the aim of convening an international peace conference to implement the two-state solution.
All the latest there. Paul, a real statement this morning from Prime Minister Sanchez.
Indeed, highly symbolic, momentous, frankly. He gave the statement in the Palace of Moncloa, which is behind me. Just a statement, it wasn't a news conference. Us media have been kept outside here. You can probably see it's the inauspicious surroundings of a car park outside the palace, unfortunately. But what he had to say inside really will have significance all around the world. You've already played some of the 2, I think, most momentous parts of his speech. But there were other parts as well that I would highlight. For example, where he said that all our resolutions, all the Spanish resolutions, Spain, Norway and Ireland, are in line with existing UN resolutions as adopted by European Union member states. And that, I think, is very important to emphasize, that this isn't Spain, Ireland and Norway going it alone, somehow in some kind of maverick way. All of the statement, the recognition of Palestine as a state is totally in line with the membership of the UN and the membership of the European Union. I think the other thing that I've been detecting while I've been here in Madrid is a sense that the idea that the United States as the kind of leader of this of negotiations with Israel is starting to wane. I think the Palestinians clearly have been doing their diplomatic homework with the Europeans in particular. You think back to the 2020 Abraham Accords, the normalization of relations between Israel and the Arab states caused alarm for the Palestinians, and as a result they've been talking in a very concerted way with Europeans to garner support there, fearing that the United States are not going to take the Palestinian cause seriously. Well, this is the product of those kinds of diplomatic efforts by the Palestinians. And if I can say, just finally, to reiterate what he said, this recognition by Spain, Ireland and Norway is not just a historical justice, as he described it, but necessary, he believes, for peace.
Paul Brennan there with all the very latest for us this morning from Madrid. Thank you, Paul.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.